Alright, there we go. We're live. What's up, guys? It's Double S, and I am playing the Stanley Parable. Now, I played this game a long time ago, probably back when it came out. I don't know how long after it came out I played it, but I played it after watching Markiplier playing it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play it. I played it back then. It was, I didn't buy it legally, to be honest with you. I downloaded it, from a website, and it offered everything. So I was like, okay, so I guess you can say I pirated it. But I bought it so I could do all the achievements, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna all the achievements for as much as we can. I'm gonna be playing a little differently. I've already started playing just a little bit, just so you guys know. In fact, I got to like the end of the first ending. Or the real ending here. I'm just going to go ahead and just type in the achievements here, so that way I know when I got them and all that shit. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're getting the Stanley Parable. We're going to get rid of this one. Yeah, so it's got a guide, but I don't want the guide. I just want to, just know if I've done the right ones. So the first one is obviously, the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin the game. I don't know if it's gonna start from the beginning or what, but we'll see what happens. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is loading. I love this screen. This is one of my favorite things. I love the fact that it can it'll mess with you. It'll play with you. It's not really a straightforward thing, and I really like that. So we're just going to do all the achievements. This is going to be a whole gameplay. I'm going to get the whole game in here, just so I don't have to make another episode. You guys can just watch it and, learn from it or whatever you want, I don't know if I put a timestamps or anything like that, but see what happens. It's loading. That's telling me that it's probably just going to take me all the way back to the ending where I started. Either that or it's just loading the new game. Not really sure. We'll see what happens here.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And then see if we can get the speed run and the game completion.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
After this, we'll do the welcome back. We basically have to close the game and get back into the game. So it's not that bad. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But I use the controller because it's common sense for me to use it because I've been playing on PlayStation my whole life. So,
stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I think that's the same music they use for the one where you're in that Zen zone or whatever, where it looks like a UFO on the ground or something like that. I think it's the same music.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So this doesn't count. That's nice. That's really interesting. Some games do actually count. By the way, I hope you guys don't see my mouse. I just noticed this. I might have my
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Come here, bud. Come here. And booyah.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I would have done a lot faster if you would let me.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I just realized, I know this is like a factory or a workplace, but I've never worked anywhere where there were like a ton of trees and grass. Okay, we got the first one. We got beat the game. Really nice. Okay, then we get the other main achievement here that I want. No, we were too slow. Oh well. Okay, let's just go to the next one here, which is welcome back. So let's quit to the menu. Quit the game. You guys are just going to be seeing a black screen for a second here. Alright, there we go, and then... Where is it? Where's the tab? There it is. And we're back. Welcome back. Okay, we got achievement number 2. Next one, you can't jump. Now, I don't know how to do this one. So, I was pressing space, so it was nothing to do with that. There is,
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We're going to go ahead and skip this. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. You can't jump. Okay, so you just press space randomly. Alright, so that's nice. The next one is called Achievement. Doesn't really do anything. So, the next one, which is go outside.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm trying to jump, but... Isn't there like a secret way to get up on here? Unless they took out this ending, unless its ending doesn't exist anymore. How about this? Let's do this one.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
You know what? Actually, I forgot about this. I am so sorry. I did not have the subtitles on. I'm very sorry about that, guys. Where's this low? Very high, very high. Okay, let's just put high. Yeah, I could take it. This computer can fucking take it. Okay, try it here. Let that load. Uh-oh. I might have broke the game. I know my computer didn't do it. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just going click, 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 click. Okay, stop clicking. Uh-oh. Exit the game. Okay, maybe I just have to reload it. I think we're fine. I think we're good. I think it's all set. Alright, there we go. Let's go to auto keyboard. Oh. Oh. I was just looking for the subtitles. Okay. Okay, we don't actually have the subtitles. Okay, let's see. Just in case. How about that? Just in case. Where is... There we go. Alright. Sound quality high. Okay. Let me go see if this all saved here. It did not. Oh well. That's fine. We don't need it. We don't need it. We're playing very well. Alright. Alright, let's go back. Okay, so there's one that says go outside. I'm trying to see how we get through that fucking window. Sorry, I'm just tapping the WADS. Sorry about that. It's a little noisy. Try to do it louder. I'm trying to get to the method of using these keys anyway. I do happen to use a controller a lot more than this, especially on a computer controller.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, this is the thing. Maybe it's the other one. No, it's not. I can't get that one. Let's, like I said, we're gonna skip this one. We're gonna go over this one.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
It should be like, you know, weird for me to do. It should be hard for me to do that, but it's really not for me.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
What happens if I go click on a different door? Would you do something?
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I think we're getting somewhere, too. How about you come over to my house tonight? Shit. Which? Right?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
He's so enthusiastic. I can't say the word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Okay!
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Okay, so that was fun and interesting. Okay, the next one I have, I'm going down this list here. So after I go outside, I actually skipped one to go for 4:30 because it was literally right there. So whatever. The next one's called Commitment. I have no idea what this is.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't know what commitment is. I guess it's like do all the Easter eggs or not something. I'm not really sure. I don't want to go this way. Okay, the next one after that is all these gates. And it says Okay. I know.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was...
Not gonna lie, this was not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to see if I could pull it off, and apparently I can. Try all these doors and stuff. Let's go back here. Let's see what happens if we go the second way from here. We'll do the 8s in a minute. Okay, we're back. Oh, no, that one's closed. Okay. I can open and close that one. That's weird. Oh, this one too. Look at that. Sure, any more computers on? I think I pretty much got them all. Oh yeah, this door's open. I forgot. Okay, that's what this does. Does nothing. This is, I know this is an ending, but oh, the escape pod. I remember this one actually. Okay. Is there anything over here? Over there. Oh my god, I remember these ones. You know. Go all the way upstairs as fast as we can. So many floors, you know. Let's get 3 more here. So this would not be something you would do if you're doing the speed run. I don't know which one there would be for the speed run. I guess, you know, it does say in the description here, you know, you do have to do, like, you know, whatever the narrator says. It's like, okay. Well, I'm doing this real quick. Where am I? Yeah, it's like too dark in these hallways. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read this, called Commitment, and it says you have to play. You gotta play for almost like 12 hours and stuff. Or not 12 hours, 24 hours almost. On a Tuesday. So you gotta start at 11:30 p.m., which, you know, it's on a Monday, and then stop at 1:30 a.m. So we're on a Monday, so that's kind of good. Yeah, that's cool. So at this point, I'm probably just gonna end this stream and all that stuff.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
For now? Maybe I should just go back. Keep going back for 5 seconds.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now let's go this way. Let's get the 8s. Because, you know, why not?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We'll save that for now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Pretty sure you need this bathroom, right? Yeah. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. What? What's the point of this? I don't get it, honestly. I don't know why this is here. I just know this is the thing. Okay, whatever. Oh wait, does that mean this door is open now? Yes, it is. I don't remember this. I don't remember what this ending is, honestly. I don't remember all of it. Anyway. I do remember, you know, having it go through that door. The faint image of the floor layout. In fact, it's all over. I don't know if that's a mistake. Actually, no, that's the whole fucking map right here. Certain of it looks like. I didn't go anywhere. Are you kidding me? It's just for music. So I'm gonna go down. See what happens. Does nothing. Okay. Alright. Why are we killing pandas? Why is that a business strategy? That's bullshit. Pandas are cute. They don't hurt. I don't know if pandas are deadly or anything like that. I'm not familiar with the panda uprising.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, I see what's
Descending
happening.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This...
Okay, this is how you get the speed run. Do this again, and then the door, the elevator door, should open immediately.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the gut. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, it does say, like, restart the game until you spawn into the office that leads straight to the 2 doors. So, I don't know how long that's going to take.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided...
Okay, so let's try it again. Honestly, I've never had a moment where you just walk straight and then you're immediately at the doors. Should do it until we until it happens, I guess. I'm not gonna do like too many retries though. Unless I'm not doing it right, you know, there's that. So let's try it again real quick. See what happens. Try one more time. I want to be faster. I gotta be stronger. I gotta do it. Oh, actually, you know, everything's changing right now, so I might as well keep going. Okay, after this, we'll just try again. See what happens.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Okay. Let's retry again. I'm just holding down W now. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Go as fast as
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I didn't. Oh, it might be you're right, actually.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You love saying that shit, don't you?
Here's the door, just go.
I don't know, I feel like we're gonna get this one. You know, it's not counting the loading screen, so, which is fine. You know, I'm perfect with that.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
That's a yes, that's a yes, that's a yes, come on.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No, he refused to believe
Yes.
it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable,
I'm at like 3
wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
I'm just gonna press W until whatever happens.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did Stanley get the achievement? This is... No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't think I got it.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Try to get out of this. There's no jumping anymore. There's no box here that I can jump on either. There's a way to get out there. It's an ending, right? Isn't it? Okay. No! See, I have a feeling that I'm gonna like press too hard, and as soon as I do that, it's just gonna fly me over everything. How did I do this? I don't know why you can't just. There we go. Okay, there's that. Why? Get over. jump, jump. Why can't I jump? Why is jump not an achievement anymore? I can't go up anymore, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I have to go over here like that. I don't even know how I'm doing that. I don't know how I'm doing that at all. Maybe I'm not going fast enough. Maybe if I go faster, it'll glide me over it. No? Okay, I tried. I'm supposed to curve over? No. I don't even know how I'm getting up there, honestly. I'm just trying like every combination of trying to like get past it and all that. That's probably not the right. That's probably like a specific thing. You know, like look at that box and press, you know, press forward as much as you can. You just magically climb on it. There it goes. There's that. And how do we get over here? Because you have to go out this window. Know what to do. Yeah. Frustrating. There we go. Okay. Now how do I get up here? There's a tutorial for it, definitely. There's got to be a jumping thing. Yeah, I'm not fast enough. Has nothing to do with this desk. Maybe it has something to do with a different desk. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this one. I don't know how to. Come on, come on. You got this. Go on, double. Come on. First name's Stanley, right? Stanley, right? Yeah. I'm getting on the desk. That's not my problem. My problem is getting over the desk. Which really shouldn't be a problem, honestly. Like crouch. Can I crouch? Is there a crouch? See? No? No see? Let me see. Oh, keyboard. Keys. Duck. Okay, let's try that one. There we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
You know what, actually I am. I just wanted to get the achievement.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function.
I just realized, I keep realizing this. I keep forgetting. Wait, actually, no, I did put them back. I did put them on. Wait a minute, I just realized that. Where are they? Back. No, back. Video. Audio. Yeah, where's subtitles?
Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible.
You know, let's actually let's do this again. I'm not gonna sit through this again. Speedrun.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Speedrun. Don't fuck it up.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Okay. I thought I had to go through it all. I'm like, wait a minute. We are speedrun go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Spanning every button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I mean, honestly, if I
No,
had a job
he
like
refused to believe it.
where
He
you're
couldn't
literally just
accept it.
pressing random
His own
buttons
life
all day,
in someone
like,
else's
paid for it,
control?
that'd be the
Never.
best job ever.
It was unthinkable.
No stress,
Wasn't it?
like,
Was it
do
even
whatever
possible?
fucking
Had he
button
truly
combinations you
spent
want
his
to do?
entire life utterly blind to the world?
The best job in the world.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided...
Clouds are cool, but... What? Is that part of, is that part of the riddle he did earlier?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Stanley is having a seizure.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, yes he did.
Stanley felt the...
There we go, speed run. Nice. Okay, so options, audio, master volume. There we go. Actually, I got a better way to do this. Hold on one second. You're probably going to get a black screen for a second. Alright, so let me see what the audio is for this. That's right, I do that. Okay. Shit, I think I just broke the game. Okay, let's turn that down to about 12. There we go. Alright, you should be able to hear me a little bit better now. And I hope that I didn't just break the game.
Cool breeze upon his skin.
So you should be able to hear me a little bit better now. Those I forget, I have to actually turn down my PC's volume. Otherwise,
was
you know,
exactly the way
bad will happen.
Right now,
Like
the
that,
things
like
were
audio.
meant to happen.
Audio sucks.
And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. I'm not happy. I'm never happy. Happy is just a figment. Can't say the word. Figment of my imagination. Well, we got speedrun. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's try other endings. Try to do the computer one as fast as we can here.
All of his co-workers
So
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
They all come on at the same time. I'm not really sure on that one. If they all come in at the same exact time, or I'm just blind. Alright, so maybe the input is at the boss's office? The boss's office. Let's do, let's
Stanley
go.
came to a
let's go
set
the wrong way.
of two open doors.
Why not?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Let's
well.
break the game.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
stay in the room. I don't remember what SATA. Yeah, it is an ending. Okay, so is this. Okay, so let's go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Save right here just because I can.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You're gonna start me from where I was? How do I... Okay, I just... Okay, so it's gonna load me from there. Okay. I've never actually saved before. I never actually had the opportunity. Okay, maybe it didn't work. Okay, how about I just...
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, that was fun. Alright, there is an achievement that's called unachievable, and it's actually achievable. So what I have to do is I have to quit. You guys are going to get a black screen for a second. I have to go completely off the computer. And you know what? You're not going to get a black screen here. Let's go to my actual computer. And, oops, I didn't please close that. Let's go ahead and just close that, open this. Nope, not that one. There we go. Alright, you can actually see me do this stuff. So, here's what you've got to do. Alright. You have to go to the... What? Okay, let's go this way. Why are you all over there? As you can see, I was listening to some music here. Local disk, program. Well, okay, that was right. Okay, Steam, Steam apps, common, Stanley Parable. Okay, the what? Okay, close. Go to Steam apps, config. Parable. Okay, config. Okay, and then open. This will not work for Mac. Ha! That sucks. It sucks if you're Mac. I'm sorry if you're Macs. Alright, so anyway. Okay, good. Alright, so. Open the file folder of this. Okay, open with. Yeah. Hey, where's my main one? The hell? Where is it? There we go. Oh, bad. All buttons says no. Alright, so what does it want me to do? I want me to go. I haven't done so. Type in a new line, so all the way to the bottom. Alright, that's a new line. Alright. Okay. Bind. backspace sucks. Bind X. Semicolon. Underscore U. Okay. Close. Did that save? Yes, it did. Look at that shit. Alright, so let's do a save as, because I just wanna, I don't wanna fuck anything up here. So wait, hold on. Is this the same? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, so go back to this one real quick. Now let's copy this. Paste it. Okay, it's a copy. Alright, now save this. Okay. Close. And okay. Now it says just go to the game, so I'm just gonna edit this real quick. Go back to the game here. Alright. Stanley Parable. And then open it, and then just press X, it says. And then I'll give you the achievement. Maybe I have to play the game, most likely. It better not take me to the serious room. That would just suck. Okay, skip that. Okay, clicked X. Doesn't look like it's doing anything.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I don't think I did it right, so let's go ahead and quit. Let me quit that one. We'll just do this one more time and see what happens. Alright, let's open that. Alright. Cool, Cleo. Alright. Delete that. Make that right. There we go. Yeah, that should be the regular one without my binding. Alright, cool. Alright, maybe it's because I didn't make a new line, because that line was there already. So let's just yeah, you can see where I got my tabs right. Alright, let's go ahead. Hey, clouds are cool. You know, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw your name here, I was looking at it and I was like, why are you telling me that clouds are cold? And then I realized, you know, that's actually the name of your YouTube channel. So yeah, okay. So Stanley Parable Achievements Guide. There we go. Okay. Make sure it is closed. It is closed. Okay, go to that area where I've already been. You go to common, blah blah, and UFC. All right. Excuse me. Any text editor, which I've already done. All right, and open the folder. Blah blah blah. A new line. So let's just let's try that. Let's just go one, new line. Okay, and type in this. Just gonna copy it and paste it, just like that. That looks slightly different, honestly. Very different, because what the hell? It looks like it's a different font, but that's fine. Okay. back to this one file and save that. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's rename this config. It's not the beginning, so it's backup. Call it backup. Okay, there we go. All right. So that should relatively be what we're looking for. And close the text con. Right clicked. Oh, okay. We did not go to the properties. So I'll go back to here. Properties. And then make it read only. Apply. And then now try it again. This should work. Should work. We'll give you the achievement. That loaded relatively fast. Okay, per secs. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We didn't have to go in the game. Okay. Oh shit! You guys didn't even see that. I'm so sorry. I forgot to. Actually, no. You saw it. I'm pretty sure you saw it. Did you see it? Put the C. But that was supposed to display the entire page. Okay, yeah, you saw it. Alright, nice. Config. Alright, there we go. Nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're back to where we were. And let's put... Okay, yep, we're good. Alright, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so we got 1, 2, let's go to my achievement guide here. Achievements. I'm at 8 out of 80. So which ones haven't I? Go outside. I heard... I read that this one's gonna be a tiny bit hard. Then again, it's not. Close the game. Go to my computer settings. See, it's 2017. Why can't they edit my clock? Chains. Yep. Alright. Don't do automatically. No, that's not what I want. Change the, okay, there we go. Alright, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I want 2002. So change. Alright. I'm looking at a lot of years into the future here, and you have to go back to the game. And there we go. We got it. Alright, nice. Okay, let's get back out of the game real quick and make my settings back to where they were. Alright, so let's go back here, go back in there. It's not loading in yet. It's fine. We know we got it. Alright, the last one is play the game for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Which is something I actually might be able to do. It might be a little bit simpler than what they're telling me to do. So let me try this. Let me go back to this. Let me change this to... They're telling me to start at 11:30. So, what we're doing is this. Okay, I'm just going to do this so I can see a little bit better here. Okay, there we go. And that's nice. Alright, okay. Now I have to play from this time. Get the game real quick. Okay, change that. Okay, we're back at 11:30, which is good. And then we have to go from that time. Okay, we'll start as soon as it actually loads here. Taking a while to load, huh? Okay. Change from here. Okay, back there. Alright, resume the game. Let's do a couple of actions, I guess.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay. Loading that. Okay. And now change until Wednesday 1 p.m. 1:30, sorry, on a Wednesday. August 1st.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Okay, it didn't work. Alright, so let's set back to automatic time here. And yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna do this as much as we can anyway, so let's go back to options here. Video. Full screen. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna play normally, you know, might as well. And then at the end of the game, we're just not gonna close it out, and then we'll get the achievement today. So yeah. Because it is right now 11:30. It's the time they wanted me to start it, and I can't really leave it on actually now that I think about it, because my friend is coming over tomorrow, and we're gonna be using the computer tomorrow. So yeah. All right, so let's do some of this. Get some of these this achievement here. The input.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Here they're in my office.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, shut up. That's why I love this game. Okay, so I've already
Stanley
jumped.
came to a set of
So
two
here's what
open
go
doors.
back
This
here.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Trying to
perfectly
get all
well.
the endings.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Might as well.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, that door? Okay, I thought it opened. I'm like, wait. Okay, cool. That was weird. Can I shut the door? Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look.
Okay, let's save here.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I don't know if that's
I'm not
saved.
your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Damn right.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. I'm looking for like other secrets that nobody would have known already, but pretty sure it's every secret in this game has been known. So everybody knows what's going on around here.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, the blue one, right? This one, yeah. Thank you.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Like even was the color of the cat.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Damn
I don't
right.
think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
What happens if I go this way? Ooh, wait, better if I go this way. Ah! You cheated. You cheated! No, that's bull. You fucking cheated. What happened if I went to the right
Okay,
door?
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, well, more choices would be definite for at this point in time because this is like a 4-year-old game. It's 13, 14, yeah, four-year-old game. So more choices at this point would be a definite, or at least a sequel. You know, if they made a sequel, it'd be really nice. So there's that. But then again, I like the game the way it is. So I'm just gonna say 3.
Oh, of course, a 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know?
You're a dick.
Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Is this Minecraft? No? Oh, no. Okay. So, I'll leave him a leaderboard is what you're suggesting. Okay. Now, I think these are all fake names. I'm not really sure. This is me. This is me. I can tell you already, I have not been playing for no 7 hours. Just saying. And there's no way there's just that many games in the world that are plating. There's more than that. What happens if I go this way? Oh, you cheated
Now,
again.
would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it
the
up.
dog or the baby? I think it's the baby first. No, it's the dog first. And then the dog and the baby.
The baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game. All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
That is just so annoying. What happens if I just let it burn and then press it? Oh my god, it didn't do anything. Wow.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do.
Just the game, the
completely out of
noises.
ideas.
Noise.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Minecraft, right?
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
These are old-ass fucking textures, I'm telling you that right now.
Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
Where are you getting your blocks
does
at?
It need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
What if I said no? What if I just stood like this for like an hour? Okay, fine.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond...
Out of diamond?
Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
I don't remember this. I don't remember the lines he used to say. Sorry, it feels like there's Sorry, my allergies just turning a lot.
It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
I like how he pays attention a little bit to the detail of Minecraft.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I heard a creeper, or maybe not a creeper. Yeah, it was a creeper. I heard it. I mean, there's creepers in this game.
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I'm not getting copyrighted on this, right? The door. Oh, there's no door.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Okay, I gotta remember how to do this. You gotta like angle it so it'll start to hit the door a little bit. Can you turn this? There. That works. my god, it's gonna work.
Now, how did you manage that? Are you really trapped in here? I'm actually quite impressed. I don't think there's a simpler puzzle out there, and you've still broken it. Well, since I don't intend to open that door, I guess you and this giant button just need to get cozy together. A dream for you, I'm sure. Enjoy.
I'm pretty sure I can do it. Let me see if it'll work. I think there's a way. I'm probably not actually, now that I think about it. There's another cube in there. Why can't I just get the other cube, dude? Like, if I can do that to, like, block the door. Okay, well, looks like I have to begin the game again. Well, we broke the game. Again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Right. I remember this one. It's when I start floating all over the place.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Fine. Let's do it again. Okay. Yeah, this is not where I started, by the way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's go to the next one. No. This one, no. This one, on. Okay. It's broken
When
yet?
Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
This is the... I think it's confusing.
Change. Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Well, clearly, that's not the story. It's probably not the story either. So we know what these are random doors. They're not gonna do anything. And I know this is like the straightforward door. So let's see. Nope.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Fucker. That's my first line right there. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Construction.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Go the other way. Will I find the same door? Okay. Okay. Sense makes nothing, but okay.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this...
Oh my god.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No. But I won. It's bull.
All right,
Oh,
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
What is that? Click on all the computers again? That line is like so bright. Okay, it wants me to go this way, but I'm gonna go this way. See what happens, right? And
no, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay, fine. Jerk. This guy's playing solitary for some reason. What happens if I do the achievement real quick? Apparently it doesn't do anything. Okay, fine. I'm trying to jump right now. I don't know why.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I love this one. It's a good song. I will put this on my phone. Probably one of my favorite games.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Why is it random block outline a little bit? That's weird. Can we get the I get the music back?
We're back at the office? No. No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Isn't there like an end to the game? The line, isn't there like a...
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take
I mean,
this
technically
anymore.
it is getting us to the story. Oh, damn you.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Going back to my office. Can I close the door? Cannot. Can't do anything. Alright, let's do it. Well, let's listen to the narrator.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want dragons.
Oh,
and
no,
mermaids.
not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
What? Why is it TM? Why? Hold on 1 second. I'm reading this this out real quick. There's a lot of TMs he just did. Trademarks, I should probably say. And one was It, which, you know, I guess there's a movie coming out, but it can't be referencing that. Okay, you, the line, no line, It. Why are there trademark symbols?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
What if I do it?
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know.
Yep.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
I just jumped there for a second, like, what? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'll have to find the line again, huh? I have to do input again?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright, I think it's all those computers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the... And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's the line. We found the line. I don't think it matters though.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Oh, yeah.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Really?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
I don't have a her,
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Sorry about that. She's been waiting. She doesn't even know me.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
By the way, why is it an actual plug?
No,
like usually when there's a
plug or
Stanley
picks
phone,
up the phone.
landline.
He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, no credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Maybe.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly.
Oh yeah, this fucking ending. I hated this ending.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Good, what? It's actually 12:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. Come on, let me fall.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Wait, is this the door? I think it was the door. Okay.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
There was a line there, just so you know.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What's left? This left?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
1, 2, 3, question, 1, 2, 3, question, 1, 2, 3, question, 1, 2, 3, question, 4, 5, 6. It's literally like a number pad backwards. That is. Yep. I'm almost sure that this is a photo. Hey, buddy.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Not where I was.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He
Hey,
actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I'm doing it. I can't do it. No, I thought I could do it. Oh, man.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom? Sign's not even on the door, honestly. What happens if I do it this time?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Nightshark 115? Did it not work? Are you sure he didn't change
Stanley
it?
spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Mountain Dew rocks?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial
step. I don't see that code
step.
in here anymore. You changed the code, buddy. Sorry.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So that's what Stanley looks like.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
Nope.
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice
do you
is
see
correct.
this?
That is the best choice.
Like, there's like a, it's like an optical illusion here.
I'll wait for you to decide
Like
what's
if I
the
move
right thing
back,
to do.
the credits don't go, but if I go forward, it goes faster. That's so cool. That's like an illusion. I like that. Okay. All right. What's next? What other endings? I'm trying to get to the ending. The ending, I guess, area. By clicking all these inputs.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
I'm at 2 bars. Line in there? No, it's not that one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
I'm in the office.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I don't... Wow. Wow. Okay. Hey, honey.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
The death. Oh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind,
I don't know how bad I work with the J. So
in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm just gonna sit here. I don't know. I might do something. I don't know. Might be an ending I've never heard of before. Press. Yeah, I'm pressing comma, but it's not doing anything. I want to go to bed.
You see?
Okay.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
You just told me to die, a-hole. The end is never the end, is never the end, the end is never the end, yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
any
left.
other endings that I can do here.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Alright,
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his box. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Just gonna stay here. Forever.
It was
And
baffling
ever.
that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I don't know what FA stands for, honestly. Free... no.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
This door is so awesome.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What the fuck? Why are you a dick to me? I thought you said I
I've
was
come to a
fat.
very
I
definite
clearly...
conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's the end of him. So let's go through here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Damn you. Okay, we got input. Okay, so we need 2 more.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
We're gonna do the escape
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the
Escape
opened
ending.
passageway.
Shit, lost. Okay, cool. That's weird. I think there should be something. Standing in a dark hallway. Could be something. There. Ooh, excuse me. They're gonna load it all the way down, or are you gonna reset
Descending
everything?
deeper into the building,
Nope.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, I didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay. It's okay.
The
It's not
door
worth
behind him
living
was
anymore.
not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Whee! Yeah, I didn't break my legs.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Damn it!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
No, it didn't. Is this the trophy room? Is this what this was?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay, I could care less about the credits at the point. Return? Okay. The boss's office. So apparently the office actually went through a couple reorientations apparently. But that was first, that's second, and this is the final product. Is that all the time? No, okay. That'd be cool. That would be cool if they made the camera or the clocks actually where they should be. I can hear something. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna turn up my TV volume real quick.
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of floor-level design, textbook. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you have even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad games. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next 5 hours.
Okay, so it was just a bunch of so-called outtakes. Stuff they didn't get to use. Huh. That's the ending. Countdown room. Seriously, I can't go. Okay, that sucks. Well, I guess it's oh, is this my office? Yeah, Stanley's office. Okay, so these are trophies, so I can't do crap in there. That sucks. I'm stuck. There we go. Oh, emails. Okay. Oh, okay. Huh. That would've been cool. What is this? No, seriously, what is this? Huh. Okay. You kidding? Resume, except mine's in all lowercase. Again, back here. Trying to see if I don't know if I missed anything here. That would have been cool. Fighting aliens. That would have been nice. Been cool. Oh, that's cool. I would have liked it. I would have loved it. Hey, where's that fern? That was so important to the storyline. I have to do these again. Alright, let's go to the ending of this.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see?
Okay.
Can you see how much they need one another? No.
No.
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. Listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Sorry, I don't believe you. I feel like I won. Okay, so there is apparently a way to jump off the area from where the mind control setup is. So we're gonna try that. We're just have to jump off of that area. I guess considering I'm dead, I have to do this. So let's go back to the mind control.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely. Looks like I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm sorry. This is probably the best ending ever. Okay, let's
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
He's lying. I'm
Now,
tired of
hearing the
shit.
voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Did he just commit suicide?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait, what?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
It's all a dream. That's all I'm gonna say. It's all a dream. I don't know what the hell to say.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's go to the boss's office and see if we can
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did go to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Jerk.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I'm not gonna do this one again, so. Go to the bathroom. To be rich is it a crime? Good science isn't rich? Isn't rich? Let me try again. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What life it would be? What a life it would be to have picked just one. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I thought it would go down. There.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
You know, one of these days I'm gonna figure out how this blue chair works, because every time you have the blue chair, you can get out of the map a little bit. It's actually causing my fingers to hurt a little bit. There we go. So we got out. Don't know what it's doing. Probably should have saved before I did this, but yeah. It looked like it's just a random ending. But I'm gonna go on the list here really quick and see how many endings there are. Apparently there's a full map that tells you what to do. What? I don't get this. I don't get this entire thing. What the hell? Okay, just give me a fucking list. "19 achievable endings." Let's go through and see what we have done already. Freedom ending. We got that one already. Explosion ending. We haven't done that one. So let's go ahead and do that. I was looking for my controller.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Thanks, buddy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Makes sense.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, but I think somebody turned it off, so I'm going to turn it back on.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Sorry, I was
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its...
Shit! I pressed off. Damn it. I didn't mean to do that. No. No. She wasn't ready. Let's see if it works. Let's hope. No. Damn it. Begin the game again.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I already did that, so yeah, you're kind of accurate there. By the way, I just noticed the subtitles
Yet
came
there was
on.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping him coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Sorry, I'm trying to read all these trying to read all these
mind
endings.
Control facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you.
Yeah, this will be the point where I just like sit here and relax.
What all this means. I barely know where to start. Yeah. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
He was about to say my band name. And it's over. Alright, so I'm going to go through all the endings real quick and we'll see which ones we're at. Okay. We have done the actual ending, the freedom. We did explosion. We did the coward, which is where I just stay here. We got the insane one, which is the one we just did before this. We went to the museum. We did the confusing. We did do the apartment ending, or the phone answering one. Not Stanley. We did that one. The one where I die by just jumping off. And the game's ending. Yeah, the baby game. Okay, we did that one. It's ending.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Alright. Damn it. Alright. No input there. Let me go back to the office, see if it's open. I don't think it's open though. Okay. Take the door. Okay, we're gonna take the red door on this ending. Okay, so that works for me. It's fine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There's two endings I can do from here. So let me go save this. Okay, there we go. Now I can get off of here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Let me go back to that one real quick. Oops. That one. Alright, save this one. Yeah, so. I'm confused. Save this one. Okay. I must not be able to do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's just go all the way through.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Stuck. What was that?
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Penalty for jumping off is $5,000. You're kidding me, right? If I die, I'm not gonna.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy. Really?
Damn it. I guess that's a good thing. We got the heaven. They got back on. Okay, I thought there would be some Easter egg if I would have just kept doing it. Okay, there's the heaven ending. That's what they call it. Okay, how do I load? Delete that one. Delete this one. Okay, now how do I back Okay. I don't know how to do it.
Stanley
Okay.
knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to be a
And
dick,
here it
actually,
was,
but yeah.
the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Incorrecto.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor, I bet. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's the cold feet ending. So we're trying to get back to the red door, actually. So I gotta figure this out. How do I? How do I use this? How do I do this? I don't know. Fuck it. Shit happens.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm also trying to, like, it says I have to look for a blue ending where
When
all
Stanley
the
came to a
offices are
set
blue
of 2 open,
rather than
this was not the
yellow,
correct way to the meeting room,
teal,
and
or
Stanley
whatever.
knew it perfectly well.
So, I gotta figure
Perhaps
that
he
one out,
wanted
too.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You're wrong.
It was okay.
It was okay. That's it. It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I gotta go do some doors. Some red
Stanley was
doors.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I was. They
Look,
rehired me
Stanley,
because
I
I'm
think
such a
perhaps we've
great
gotten off on the
employee.
wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
The red one? This one? Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here.
Okay.
Let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? No, wait. Where are you going? If we just stay right here, right in this... Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I don't care.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Whoop!
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really... Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Yes, there is. I had to reset the game.
No.
You won't even remember.
No, what do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Hey, you made this actually. Woo!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you... Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see... No, perhaps not.
Oh, you didn't say anything. Okay, I go back. Alright, thanks, buddy. Thanks for proving me, I don't know, right? I don't know. Thanks for telling me I can do this. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. You know, if you have a door over here...
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
No,
That you'll throw
your
yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
I don't know
You're
what you're
literally
talking
willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I
Okay,
reading
maybe
the
not.
situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Tally ho!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Alright, that's called the end. That was the ending. And I just did cold feet. I did the escape pod. I did the out of map. I just did the heaven ending. Okay, and a serious ending. Okay, so something I have to do through Steam here. So let's go ahead and quit over here. I don't know if I still have this open. Do I? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, so I have to go to Steam itself. Console. Wait, what? Maybe big mode? Library. Stanley. Vision games. All stream slots. Launch out. I can change the icon. Really? Okay, all screenshots. Okay, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about now. Alright, I gotta go back to Steam here. Okay, manage game. Launch options, and then type in... What is that? I can't tell if it's this semicolon. I think it's just this. Might have broken the game. Just okay, there we go. Up to menu. Okay, maybe I have to reset the game. Let's try it one more time, see what happens. Okay, manage games, launch options, console, okay, my game, launch. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, now just put SP. There we go.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room, go.
Oasis go. Okay, so okay, so get the game again. Yeah, doing this is actually kind of exhausting.
Whoa! Did we not have the talk? Are we not in the serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through? I'm going to be conservative and say it was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one.
Perhaps I put it in again right now. Oh.
Still no effect. The problem is clearly the serious room. It isn't serious.
Okay, well this is the ending anyway, so let me see what happens if I do it again. Nothing. Okay. Ooh, let me try something. No clip. No. How do I do it? Okay, apparently you just can't cheat in this game. Alright, so, alright, let me try this. Give. give. Paint powers. What's this? Nothing, apparently. Alright. Okay, there's something called the art ending, but the way to get to that, I have to actually stand here and play for like a fucking long ass. Look at that. So let's go to this one. Alright, let's try to see if we can get to the Whiteborn ending. And I think it says let me see something real quick. Console bark.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
This is magical. This is fun. Okay, let's keep restarting till we get to the blue version of the game.
But Stanley...
This is the one that's going to take forever. I know this one exists. I've done this one before, you know, back.
But Stanley simply couldn't.
Okay, so the escape on ending can be broken, apparently.
All
So
of his
let's-
co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Don't confuse me like that, Dick. Okay, so let's try to see what this breaking thing of this outcome is. So anyway, the last last two anyway of these apparently endings is the one where you have to go through the entire sequence again for, you know, getting the baby game. You have to go through the entire thing for the 4 hours or whatever it is, and then
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
but I'm not gonna sit here like 4 hours and actually do that shit. I'm surprised that anybody's actually done that in real life. I mean,
Yet there was
I
not a
have a
single
life,
person here
so I mean,
either.
there's a reason I'm not doing
Feeling
it.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, let's see what this is about. What the hell? Okay, so I have to download this thing. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, this is going to be an alternate ending, so... Ah!
Stepping in.
Okay. Now that I'm officially in this ending, let me look at this escape bot ending. Oh. So, apparently, this is wrong. Cancel that. Alright, back. All the way. Exit. Big picture. Okay, so apparently I have to do this. Here. Alright. Okay. So I have to download this, which is going to be, 2 seconds worth of timing. Then I have to go all the way over here. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, open for location. There we go. Alright, go all the way down here. Stanley Parable. Okay, my live stream's not even on. There it is. What? Okay, I'll do that later. I'm live streaming, so it doesn't matter. As long as I'm streaming. Okay, let me go over here. Let's downloads. Alright, Alt, Escape Pod, Editing. Okay. Drag these folders. Okay, I'm just gonna copy them into the Stanley Parable here. So here, replace. Okay, there we go. And then be sure to redo this if updates. Okay. Hopefully I didn't break the entire game here. $20 as I do. So back to the game. Give me 1 second. I lost the stream. Get the game. Okay, there we go. I've already done that ending. I've already done the going down the stairs.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
It's actually not a leak.
Stanley
really
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor.
I'm the only one who uses my computer.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I'm assuming I have to go the exact way I'm supposed
When
to.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around
Okay,
and
so I've already
coming
done
to a staircase.
all the way
Stanley
down this
walked
way, so-
upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, wait, the other, you're talking about the other, area, okay. Okay, I can't go to there. Alright.
Stepping in.
Okay, now I just gotta figure out why this looks different. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking. I'm not really sure. Okay, so if you're talking about going down to these stairs, I've already done this ending. And I can't do anything in there. Alright. So this is supposed to be like an alternative to what it was, so I go in here now. I just turn on the light? What the hell happened there? All the power's off. Do anything here? The 1 and 2. 2, 2, 4, 8, okay, I'll look for it. Oh, okay, and this one, okay.
But that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually... Let me double check. I don't understand.
I don't either. Okay, so these stairs you're talking about. Okay. Let me see. These stairs? No, can't go down these stairs. You can only go up. Oh, I need the console. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Fucking no click. Remove doors. What am I looking for? I would say remove. No, it's not gonna do anything. More doors? No, probably not. Entity remove. Sounds like something. Oh. I don't think that did anything. Let's try it again. Okay. Ent. Remove. Prop door, rotating door. Oh, there it goes. Alright. Okay, this is the point where they stop loading in textures for specific things. Yeah, I tried to. About to fall, aren't I? Oh no, I can't do anything. Nah, it's blocked off. Unless there's something I'm missing here. Yeah. Unless there's another door here. Let me try another door here. I don't think there's anything there. Yeah, nothing there. Yep, nothing there. From what I could see, anyway. But it's kind of weird, you know. Why did they make this like they did? Why would they load in the textures for 752? It makes no sense. Go down there. 753. Is this where it came from? Yeah, it's where it came from. Alright. Now let's see what happens if I go up. It's supposed to be an alternate ending, but just besides him speaking at the beginning, there's not really a difference here. Expecting it to be like at the actual end, like once it's over, like as soon as you get to the top, it's gonna be like, oh, you broke something. One more. Ah, getting stuck. What's gonna happen?
And so he entered the chamber and stepped into the machine.
It's a machine, huh?
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Did I just die?
We're finally free. Free of the never-ending cycle, free of the confusion, free of all that button-pressing, the limitless corridors, not to mention all free of those bloody endings. No more restarts, no more fade to black. We did it. The world is our oyster. Come, Stanley. To freedom.
I swear to God, if the fucking screen turns black, I'm gonna be like, he just lied to me. Okay, he's turning it white. Okay, so he didn't really lie to us. Yeah, right. That's new for me because, you know, the first time I played this game, you know, yeah, I went through all the endings and all that stuff, and now there's like apparently a new ending. That's kind of nice. That's interesting. And now it's over. Alright. So I think that's all the endings that I did.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I'm going to go back to that one with the portal. Actually. Let me just do this real quick. Oh. Entity move. I'm curious. Ah, I thought. Yeah, because this is where the line was going. Damn. All right. That would have been cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead back to the what you call it ending. The portal ending, and we're gonna see. Well, you guys you probably already seen it, but we're gonna go back. Where the fuck am I going? Wait. Is this part of the? This is the whiteboard ending? No. Okay. Thought it would be.
When Stanley came
But
to
we're
a
gonna
set
see
of
where the other part
this
is.
was not the correct way to
That'll
the
be all
meeting
the
room, and Stanley
official
knew
endings
it
for this
perfectly
game.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Most
employee
likely,
lounge
yeah.
first, just
Which is
to
nice that
admire
they
it.
could do that. You know, it's a fan-made thing. You know, it's nice to have like
truly a room
you know,
worth admiring.
get the
But
people
eager
who
to
actually
get
were
back
in the
to
game
business, Stanley
to
took the
do
first
other
open door
things
on
that they
his
weren't supposed
left.
to do or something like that. You know, it's kind of nice they call them, be like, hey, can we add this into the game? Can we? stick
Stanley
this
was
in
so
there for
bad
you?"
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley,
Trying to
I
remember
think
which one
perhaps
I
we've
think I
gotten
did
off
go
on the
this way,
wrong
right?
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Shit, which way do I go? Shit, I don't remember. Hold on 1 second. Let me just remember what it was. Damn it, wrong control. Endings. Okay. Escape pod, out of map. Powerful, no, not the phone. Confusion, no. Use M, no, that one, no. Coward, explosion. Shit, I can't find it. What the hell? I went through all the endings, and they're not game. Oh, the game's ending. Okay, there we go. Okay, this video. Okay, blue board. Okay, I am going the right way. All right, cool, nice. All right, looking for a controller.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
You could try, but I'm not going to do anything.
Now listen
Gonna do
carefully,
what I
this
want.
is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
I did
walked through the red door.
Yep, that's red.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley? All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, you're the one who generated the
You
door.
see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
I just wanted to do the
I put
ending.
a lot of time into that because I
You
did.
did.
And in the end, it was all for nothing because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Puppies.
Skill trees?
wait. Yeah, 'cause you
Work
did-
with
yeah,
me.
you
You've
did
given
get
me
a puppy in here.
absolutely nothing so far.
You wait 2
Tell you
hours,
what,
yeah.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
The door looks like shit.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yep, I love leaderboard, dude. They're just awesome. That's how much I think about them right there.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Does it involve
Let me
babies?
boot it up.
Okay, thank you. Alright.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he
It looks
reaches
like
the
me
fire,
when I was a
you
baby.
fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Alright. Oh yeah, it's a button.
You
should probably hit
heartless
that.
bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Hi.
Thank you for playing. Your input
You're
was
welcome.
extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is...
Let me see something real quick. Let me, go up there real quick. I think one of you guys actually told me how to actually do no click. No, that's not how you do it. Nope. Okay. Thought that was how you do it. Alright, that's fine.
it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will do.
Oh, shit.
Here.
I was making it
No,
there.
here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Yep.
Isn't
There you
it
go.
grand?
No.
Isn't it perfect? It could
I
only
want
be
to go
better
back
if-
to the broom
Wait,
closet.
that's it.
It kinda
We
looks like it
must
almost.
rebuild it
A
out
little
of
bit smaller.
diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay, let's see if we can get one of those creepers. I heard a creeper.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope. No torches.
Oh, no,
Torches suck.
no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself.
Oh,
what is this game even
wait,
supposed to
wait,
be?
there we go.
I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is. Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Alright. This is the actual ending to this.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly doubt any...
No fall damage? Oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm falling again. Holy crap. I don't even know. Where am I going? Oh, I'm in another area. There's no knobs on these. There's a door. Am I gonna fall again? So dark, man. You guys probably see a little bit. Yeah, you guys see a lot better than I can. Oh, look, the double doors. Look at that. Okay, now I have to go this way. Look, it's a light at the end of the hallway. After this, we're just looking for the whiteboard ending. This is my computer. Okay, I can't do anything over here. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Alright. So that was all the endings except for the whiteboard ending. And that one's going to be hard to do because I don't think I can do it. It's like a lot of restarts. So,
all of his co-workers were gone.
This is going to be it, guys. I played this for like, what, 4 hours now? I think I made something here. Alright, so, I will be, playing again at some point. You know, I'll be playing a game tomorrow. I don't know what time or what kind of game we're going to play. But we are going to be playing another game. We can go ahead and start out of this. Okay, there we go. And let's go over here. And just so you guys can see the game with me. Alright guys, so this has been Double S, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Whoever does, you know, please go ahead and leave a like, comment, you know, whatever you guys want. It's up to you. It's always up to you. It's always up to you. And like I said, I'll have another video up tomorrow probably if Firm doesn't show up, or if Firm does show up. We can go to the store and do something tomorrow and bring him something to do. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this has been Double S, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.